Well, hello. I'm back. It's been a while since I've given you guys a review, and the reason being is that we're just getting to that point where I've kind of run out of things to do to this thing. Last couple of parts I've added on have been replacing old parts, so unless there's something new coming out sometime in the future that makes some part on here obsolete, not really much else to do. I do have a flip-up front sight that I wanted to add to the front of that that's coming in the mail, but that's not really something that I should do a whole video over. But what I wanted to do a video about this time was last video I did, and last two videos I did actually, I talked about the Egrip and how my Egrip wasn't working, and that I contacted Tipman and they said that they would send me a new board, and I got that in the mail. I wasn't able to make a video for the last few weeks because it's been real busy. But I did get it in. I put a new battery in the gun. I got to playing with it, and it still doesn't work. That's not true. It works, but it's very tricky. In fact, I'll show you what I've been dealing with. Basically, is got it on right now, and every now and then I'll be pulling the trigger. Nothing, 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 nothing. All right. So here's the problem. It's not actually the board. The board is fine. I mean, I got all I want. It's actually how I pull the trigger. If I push the trigger to the left, you're right, nothing happens. If I pull the trigger so that it comes to the right, you're left, it works fine. Works fine with the 3-round burst, works fine flipping to regular fire, and it works fine. Safety. So it's got to be the trigger. It's not actually the board. The gun works fine, and so what we're looking at is I probably need to upgrade the trigger. I actually tried moving the magnet over a little bit, and that worked for a little while. But I think it's actually screwed back over because it doesn't really fit very well in there. It's like pulling the trigger actually pushes the magnet back into place. But I am thinking about maybe getting the Fang trigger to add on to that so I don't have the stock trigger look. But the good news is I'm pretty sure if I was out there playing and pulling the trigger real fast, I'd be pulling it to the right, and it's working. We'll just say it's working. It's fine. So, alright. If you see my other video, though, I did talk about all sorts of other things, like how I'm upset with Tipman for, basically censoring this trigger with the 3-round burst. As you saw, you have to pull two triggers and trigger fires, and then it goes into 3-round burst, and same thing with full auto and everything. That stuff, I don't want to cover that again. We got it. But actually, there is an important reason I wanted to do this video, and I will show you this, but you're not going to be able to see it on this camera, so I'll have some nice little close-ups popping up right here for you. And with those, you get to see what's going on. So what is it that I'm so happy about? Well, I put on here something from a company called Rufus Dawg, and it is something that I don't understand why this didn't come standard. Why it is the smartest, simplest thing I've ever seen in my life, and that is a little grip pad for your Egrip. Goes right on the front there. Alright, I know can't see it very well, but what it does is it's a little soft rubber pad. It feels good under the fingers, doesn't get in your way, fits flush in with the grip. You don't even notice it. But what it has on it is a little button, and when you press that button, it activates the Egrip. No more looking for an Allen wrench. No more looking for a tiny screwdriver or a hairpin or something small, a little stick. Now, you can use your own fingers to turn the grip on and turn it back off again. I have had a few problems where I don't think the buttons come out all the way and it turns the Egrip back on, but really that's very rare, and usually I'll just notice it and turn it back off again. But, I mean, what a blessing. I mean, this thing is like, no more having to carry around a little pocket tool that could possibly stab you on the field. No more running out on the field and going, crap, I forgot to turn the Egrip on before we said play. Oh, I got to walk off the field, go get my screwdriver. It's all right there, touch of a button, trigger press. The design of it is so simple. It's just a rubber pad. You take a little there's sticky tape on it. You just peel off the back side of it, stick it on. It fits perfectly flush with the grip, stays on permanently, and then you just can use your finger right away. It's got a little window, as you can see, or in the videos over here you can see it, that lets you see the light, so you can, you know, use it as is. You can change your settings. I had it on 3-round burst a second ago. Let's change it to, oops, did it. So it flashes orange, pull the trigger. Now what have I got? Full auto. So simple as that. On the battlefield, I can be changing my settings depending on what kind of battle I'm in. No more having to carry around the tool and go, wait a minute. You can just use your fingers. It takes 2 seconds to do. So much easier. But most importantly, you can easily turn it off, and no more forgetting to leave it on, or forgetting to turn it off and you leave it on all night. You come back, your 9-volt battery is dead. Oh, see, it just did that thing again where it stayed on. Doesn't do it all the time. I just noticed it's like you'll just have to watch it for a second and make sure it doesn't turn itself back on. So easy, so simple, and it's only $10. The funny thing about this thing is I've only been able to find it on with a company called Hustle Paintball. That's pretty much the only place I've ever seen it. I mean, I've looked all over the place for it. I looked on Amazon. I'm surprised that this thing isn't everywhere. I'm surprised it's not included with the grip. And on that note, I do have one complaint about it. I know I complained about the power issue where it stays on, but honestly, that's not really a complaint to me. That's minor. The complaint I have is that when you put this thing on, it's permanent. You stick it on, there's no taking it off, there's no adjusting it. When it's on, it's on. Now, that's not so bad, because first try putting it on, it went on perfectly. It looks clean and flush. It looks like part of the grip. And it feels really nice. The problem with permanent is that I already had a bad board, and I had to replace the board. And when you have to replace the board, you have to take the entire grip apart. You have to unscrew everything and then split it in half. Well, therein lies the issue. The grip is now sealed together with this thing, because it goes right across the line where it splits. And there's no getting it off anymore. So basically, you know, okay, sure, I got a perfect grip. It works. I don't need to replace the board like you did. What do I care, right? Well, if you're a very avid paintballer and you're really into customization, then odds are you want to upgrade the board just like I do. You might want to get that 8 board so you don't have to deal with the safety issues that Tippmann has put in there. You might want to rack the balls per second up to 26, you know. You might want to do all sorts of crazy things. Well, you have to do it after, you have to do it before you put this thing on, because you're going to have to tear it off again to get this thing apart, and once you tear it off, that's it, you know. It's got to get rid of it and got to get a new one. I mean, it's only $10, but still that's a nuisance, not to mention, you know, gummy stuff all over your grip. Who knows if you can get it off at all. Maybe it'll tear. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm not going to try it. So that's the only issue I have with it. And here's the thing about that. It seems like a silly design flaw in the sense that from the same company, I've actually seen them release a wraparound grip pad. It's a rubber pad that has little finger grooves on it that you can wrap around the grip, and it's designed for the new Egrip new shape, you know, before they put when they took the finger grooves off of the grip initially. It just wraps around, but the funny thing is, from a company who made the exact same part as this and made this wraparound grip, and it comes in multiple colors and all these customization ideas for it, they say in the description, if you have an Egrip, you may want to drill or cut a hole so that you can access the pin and see the light. And I'm thinking, why didn't you just integrate the two? Why don't you have a wraparound grip pad that has the button and light section on it? You know, the shape of the pad is going to keep it in place. The little piece of it that's sticking into the hole is going to keep it in place. Why didn't you just combine them and make it a a wraparound grip pad that you can slide off when you need to undo everything, and then put back on when you're done and have easy access to the button. I'm just saying, maybe I should patent that and get out there and make it, but I just don't have the resources for that. So yeah, I mean, honestly, if you have an Egrip, if you have an X7 Egrip and an A5 Egrip with the having to use the little screwdriver to go in there and push the button, this is a must. You have to get this thing. I mean, it's $10. Deal with it. Go order it online. Granted, you have to pay a little shipping, but what is that, like $12, $15? Seriously, just 100% necessary. It makes your life so much easier, and especially when I got it, I was dealing with the new board, trying to change the settings to make sure that everything was like working and it wasn't just user error and everything, and I got this thing put on there and it made my life so much easier, just being able to turn it on, turn it off, change all the settings, change the firing modes, all just with my own fingers. I didn't have to go and carry around the little... I don't even know where a screwdriver is right now. I mean, I got a toolbox right here, but none of those will fit. So finding a little Allen wrench, even in my own office here, is, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Just buy it. The link will be in my description. Go get it. Seriously, I mean it. So, thank you for watching. Keep your eyes out. There might be some more in the future when it cools off outside. I'll take the gun out and maybe get some Apex shots and get some more grenade launcher shots. So should be fun. All right. Thank you for watching. See you later. It's kind of a dark ending. Sorry about that. I'm okay. I didn't really shoot myself. It's an airsoft gun. It's special effects.